Chapter 1: A Night of Destiny. On a stormy night, a weathered stable perched atop a gentle hill at the village edge, its timbers creaking softly in the fierce wind. Raindrops whispered against its wooden walls, while ribbons of lightning danced across the night sky, followed by thunder that rumbled softly in the distance like a lullaby. Within the stable's sheltering warmth, Willow the mare watched tenderly over her foal, Dash, as he nervously shuffled his hooves in the sweet-scented straw. On this special night, a wise owl named Sage had sought sanctuary from the storm, settling peacefully upon a sturdy beam above. Through a sliver in the roof, his luminous amber eyes followed the storm's dance, as if reading tomorrow's dreams in the darkness. In a moment when the storm held its breath, a small shadow slipped silently through the stable door. A beautiful calico cat, rare in these parts, had found her way to shelter. Her fur glittered with crystal droplets, and her quiet breathing spoke of a long journey through the night. Weariness and quiet determination mingled in her eyes as she surveyed her newfound haven. Discovering a nest of golden hay in the corner, she released a gentle sigh of relief. Willow, though startled by this midnight visitor, offered welcome with a soft nickering and slow, peaceful blinks, beckoning the mother cat to rest. With graceful humility, the mother cat bowed in gratitude before padding quietly to her sanctuary in the hay. Sage shared a reassuring hoot, soothing young Dash's curiosity about their unexpected guest. As night drew its velvet curtains closer and the storm sang its evening song, a delicate sound drifted through the air. The precious, tender mew of new life entering the world. Though barely a whisper, this tiny voice carried the promise of hope and wonder. The moment this sacred sound reached Sage's ears, magic stirred in the air. Like nature drawing back its misty veil, the storm clouds parted to reveal Sirius blazing with extraordinary radiance. The mother cat had been cradling two precious lives within. Through her exhaustion and gentle pain, wrapped in a dreamy haze, she welcomed her firstborn into the world. This miraculous moment aligned perfectly with the storm's softening and Sirius's brightest twinkle. She greeted her little one with touches as soft as flower petals. Then came a moment of pure wonder. The tiny kitten's eyes fluttered open, remarkably early for one so new to the world. They shone with the pure blue of a summer morning, illuminated by an inner light. Most remarkable of all was the perfect star-shaped marking of white fur between its eyes. In all her wandering days, the mother cat had never beheld such a wondrous sign. As she marveled at this miracle, her second precious one entered the world. This tiny soul already carried an air of future elegance. But the mother cat's heart froze, as no breath stirred in the little one's body. Grief stole her voice before she could cry out. Gathering her remaining strength, she forced her eyes open. Then, magic blossomed, as her firstborn touched its star marking to its sibling's forehead. A gentle luminescence enveloped the still kitten, who then released a joyful mew. The mother cat's eyes sparkled with tears of joy as she purred softly, her heart overflowing with gratitude for this blessed gift. Sage released a peaceful sigh that seemed to carry ancient wisdom. "What a precious gift to witness," he murmured gently. "The storm finding peace, Sirius blessing us with such brilliance at this sacred moment. Even after countless seasons, life still offers its most beautiful surprises." On silent wings, Sage glided down for a closer look at the newborns. Outside, gentle zephyrs now played where the storm had raged. Moonlight streamed through the roof's gaps, bathing the newborn kittens in its silver blessing. In this ethereal light, Sirius seemed to pulse with even greater radiance, its rhythms matching the star-marked kitten's tiny heartbeat. Wonder widened Sage's ancient eyes. "Just as the prophecies foretold," he whispered reverently. "A chosen one born amid the storm, blessed by the eternal stars." The mother cat lifted her gaze to meet Sage's. Her eyes held both boundless joy and gentle uncertainty. Deep in her heart, she sensed her star-blessed little one was destined for something extraordinary. "What shall you name these precious ones?" Sage inquired warmly. The mother cat contemplated carefully, her gaze moving between her special kitten and the radiant star above. At last, she spoke with quiet certainty. "Sora." Her voice carried like a soft breeze. "This blessed one shall be Sora." Sage nodded, wisdom warming his gentle smile. "Sora," he echoed softly. "In the tongue of distant lands, it means sky. A perfect name for one crowned by the stars." As if offering its blessing, Sirius twinkled with special warmth, its light seeming to embrace the tiny kitten. Sora nestled close to the mother cat alongside Luna, the rescued one, both purring in perfect harmony. Willow and Dash approached with gentle curiosity to welcome their new companions, as the mother cat and Sage exchanged knowing glances. Though fascinated by the tiny newcomers, they couldn't yet grasp how extraordinary these little ones were. Dash stretched his neck carefully forward to offer the gentlest of greetings. And Willow shared a look of deep understanding with the mother cat, the silent bond of maternal hearts. As night drew its deepest breath, peaceful slumber wrapped around all the stable's inhabitants. The storm had passed into memory, leaving behind a world transformed by new dreams and endless possibilities. Chapter 2: A New Home. The stable rested in morning mist, as if nestled among the clouds. Sora found himself nuzzling close to his mother cat, his eyes gently squinting at the soft morning light that filtered through gaps in the walls. Beside them, Luna's peaceful sleep was marked by occasional gentle snuffling sounds. Their mother's whiskers suddenly quivered with awareness as she sensed a presence beyond the stable walls. The stable door creaked softly open, and a large figure emerged through the morning mist, silhouetted against the rising sun. From where the mother cat lay, the bright light transformed the figure into little more than a shadow. The cats remained hidden in their haven of hay, yet unnoticed by their visitor. The mother cat's eyes peered carefully through the golden straws. Before her stood a man whose white hair and beard-covered face spoke of wisdom's years, yet his movements held a surprising grace that whispered of youth. This was Harold, whose gentle daily ritual of caring for the horses had become as familiar to the villagers as the rising sun. As he went about his morning tasks, a sound caught his ear. He paused, wondering if the morning had woven the sound from mist, when tiny mews drifted once more from the direction of the hay. Following these gentle calls, he drew closer and peered into the shadowed hay. There he discovered the mother cat, curved protectively around her precious ones. A warm smile transformed Harold's usually stern features as he whispered, "Well, well, what blessed little visitors we have here." The cats found themselves gazing up at his great bearded face. Though the mother cat instinctively drew her little ones closer, she sensed a gentleness in Harold that flowed beneath his rough appearance like a hidden spring. Harold's movements flowed with gentle care as he reached out to stroke the mother cat's head. "These little ones must be hungry. Would you honor my home with your presence?" His voice carried warmth as soft as morning sun as he waited for the mother cat's response. The mother cat's eyes sought Willow, who along with Dash offered gentle nods of encouragement. Her gaze returned to Harold, and she answered with a graceful bow of her head and a soft mew that spoke of trust. In that moment, she chose to believe in the kindness that flowed from Harold's touch, deciding to follow him home with her precious ones. And so the wandering cats found their sanctuary. Sage watched from his perch above, wisdom gentle in his amber eyes. "They'll find peace with Harold." The owl's words drifted like falling leaves. His heart flows as gentle as summer streams beneath winter's mask. After tending to Willow and Dash, Harold disappeared briefly, returning with a wicker basket cradled in his arms. He set it down with care, revealing soft blankets that promised comfort, then lifted each cat with touches gentle as morning light to place them in their new nest. "Let's journey to your new home." Harold's voice carried tenderness as he lifted the basket, his movements measured to keep their world steady. From within their woven sanctuary, the mother cat's eyes widened as she discovered their shelter had been perched high upon a hill. The height of their storm-guided journey now revealed itself. Fortune's gentle hand had led them to this haven and these souls whose warmth promised sanctuary. Harold's steps carried them along until they paused before a cozy wooden house that seemed to have grown from the earth itself. Looking up at the red roof catching morning light, he spoke words warm as hearth fire. "Welcome home, little ones." Inside, Harold's eyes searched thoughtfully before choosing a place near the fireplace for their basket. The spot seemed blessed. Summer breezes would bring cooling whispers, while winter's hearth would offer its warm embrace. "You must be hungry after your journey. Let me prepare something special." His voice carried joy as he moved toward the kitchen. The mother cat remained in their basket nest, her watchful eyes taking in their new surroundings until peace settled in her heart like morning dew. Only then did she begin grooming Sora and Luna with touches soft as flower petals. The kittens nestled against her, their trust in her protection absolute even in this new world. Harold's gaze held fondness as he retrieved a small dish from the kitchen cabinet, filling it generously with milk that gleamed like moonlight. "Here, dear ones, rest has found you now. Please drink at your heart's content," he offered, placing the dish before the mother cat with careful grace. Her gentle mew carried thanks deep as ocean currents as she began to drink. Each sip seemed to fill her heart with warmth forgotten during her long journey. Though she had found milk during her wandering days, survival's urgent dance had never allowed such moments of pure peace. As the sun climbed higher, its light flowed through windows like golden rivers. In their basket, Sora's tiny paws reached toward the dancing sunbeams as if trying to catch their warmth. Luna, stirring to her brother's movement, joined his gentle game, their paws painting hope in morning's canvas. Harold watched this scene of innocent joy from his rocking chair, contentment warming his heart like summer sunshine. His gaze lingered on the star-shaped mark between Sora's eyes, and memory's distant bells seemed to chime in his thoughts. That afternoon brought an unexpected visitor. Sage's wings carried him silent as shadows through the open window. The owl settled upon his special perch atop the bookshelf with grace earned through countless seasons. "Welcome, old friend. Time flows like rivers between your visits." Harold's greeting carried warmth like evening sun. Sage, who had watched over Harold's days since first he made this house his home, turned knowing eyes first to the cat family, then to Harold. The owl's gentle bow spoke of a request to care for these precious souls. "Of course they'll find love here," Harold answered the unspoken words, "though your presence today carries deeper meaning than usual." As days flowed like gentle streams, Sora and Luna grew strong beneath their mother's loving gaze and Harold's tender care. Their coats gained the sheen of morning dew, their steps the sureness of earth itself. Sora walked softly through the world, curiosity his gentle companion, while Luna's playful spirit sometimes drew tears from her brother, yet their hearts remained bound tight as ivy's embrace. One afternoon blessed by sunshine's gentle hands, Harold's voice carried a question to the mother cat. "Perhaps it's time for the little ones to dance with the world beyond our walls. What does your heart whisper?" The mother cat met his gaze like stars meeting earth, wisdom flowing through her thoughts before she offered a gentle mew of agreement. And so the garden's treasures awaited their discovery. "With your mother's blessing, let me show you wonders untold." Harold's voice carried joy as he gathered Sora and Luna in gentle arms. The mother cat followed, her heart dancing between joy and tender concern. As Harold carried them through the doorway, Sora's eyes opened wide to a world painted in colors he had only dreamed of. The glimpses caught through windows had been but whispers of this symphony of life. Above stretched endless blue like an ocean turned to sky, while grass danced with breezes that carried stories from distant lands. Flowers nodded greetings in rainbow waves, their petals catching sunlight like scattered gems. Each breath brought new tales of earth and sky, filling their hearts with wonder pure as morning light. Luna could barely contain her joy, her tiny body quivering with excitement as soft mews escaped her. When Sora's paws first touched the green carpet beneath, his steps carried wonder and hesitation in equal measure. The grass's gentle touch surprised him into stillness for a heartbeat. Yet curiosity soon led him forward to greet the garden flowers, their scents telling tales of sun and rain. Luna, ever her own spirit, chose a different path from her brother's careful exploration. The moment Harold set her down, she bounded across the garden as if chasing the wind itself. Their mother breathed deeply of the fresh air, her eyes shining with joy as she watched her little ones discover their world. A butterfly, wings painted in sunlight, chose that moment to alight upon the flower Sora studied. Time seemed to pause as Sora found himself enchanted by this dancing creature. The butterfly, perhaps sensing its audience, took to the air like a flower petal caught in a breeze. Wonder carried Sora forward in pursuit of this airborne dancer. Luna, catching sight of this new game, joined her brother's chase with tumbling joy. Their innocent delight in this simple pleasure brought smiles to all who watched. As days wove themselves into weeks, and the garden became their familiar friend, something special graced one particular morning. The day had begun with gentle rain, but afternoon light now painted the refreshed flowers in jeweled brightness. Luna sat in unusual stillness beside Sora as they watched the garden's small wonders. Their attention caught on a tiny ladybug, its red dress dotted with nature's perfect pattern, as it began climbing a flower stem like a tiny explorer. The siblings held their breath, sharing in the little creature's journey to the flower's crown. Upon reaching its summit, the ladybug spread delicate wings to greet the warm sunlight before taking flight into the endless blue above. At that moment, the garden held another secret: 3 kittens perched upon a branch of the great tree at its edge. The branch swayed gently beneath them, perhaps warning of what was to come. These young visitors from village homes lay flat against the bark, their curious eyes fixed upon Sora and Luna. Harold, from his peaceful watch on his handcrafted bench, heard the branch's gentle protest. As he turned toward the sound, nature took its course. The branch gave way, sending its 3 passengers on an unexpected journey. First fell the large fluffy gray kitten, creating a soft landing for the small black kitten who followed, and finally the pretty white female kitten who had tried so valiantly to hold on. Fortune smiled upon them, as the fluffy kitten's soft coat cushioned their fall. The gray kitten made himself even smaller, his voice carrying gentle apology. "I'm so sorry. My size must have been too much for the branch." But the white kitten's voice carried warmth as she quickly responded. "Don't say such things. Your wonderful fur saved us all. Thank you." Sora and Luna approached their unexpected visitors, surprise and curiosity mingling in their steps. The small black kitten, gathering his dignity about him like a cloak, took the lead in introductions. "I'm Pepper." His voice carried casual warmth. "Is this your garden?" Luna found herself stepping forward, her protective instincts flowing naturally as she shielded her shyer brother. Sora, still finding his voice around new friends, remained quiet as morning mist. Luna glanced back at him with encouragement, warming her smile, then turned to answer with brightness in her voice. I'm Luna, and this is my brother Sora. We share this home with Harold and our family. The fluffy gray kitten approached with gentle hesitation. Fluffy. His soft voice matched his appearance perfectly. It's nice to meet you. The white kitten followed with natural grace. And I'm Lily. What a joy to meet such delightful siblings in Harold's garden. Please, let's be friends. Like morning sun melting frost, the initial awkwardness dissolved into warmth as they all joined voices in greeting. And so this day blessed them with the gift of friendship. Harold had watched with gentle concern as the events unfolded beneath the tree. Yet his worry soon melted into warmth as he witnessed the natural flow of friendship beginning to bloom. The kittens found their way to play as naturally as streams find the sea. Their games painted the garden with joy, races through the grass, hide and seek among the flowers, and gentle battles with fallen leaves. Luna's natural leadership shone like morning sun as she guided their adventures. Sora's initial shyness dissolved like morning mist as he found his place among these new friends. Though Pepper's enthusiasm sometimes carried him too far, Lily's gentle wisdom always found ways to restore harmony. Fluffy, despite his size suggesting otherwise, carried a gentle heart that found perfect companionship in Sora's quiet nature. As evening painted the sky in soft purple hues, Harold's voice carried across the garden. Pepper, Fluffy, and Lily bid farewell with promises of tomorrow's adventures sparkling in their voices. Back inside, Sora and Luna shared their day's discoveries with their mother as they enjoyed their evening milk. Sleep soon began weaving its gentle spell around them, their adventures having painted their world in new colors of friendship. Dreams claimed them softly, carrying them to gentle worlds of imagination. Their mother watched over them with love flowing like a quiet stream. Such a blessed day they've had. Harold's voice carried the warmth of evening as he carefully lifted the sleeping kittens to their basket beside their mother. Wrapped in their mother's warmth, Sora and Luna drifted deeper into peaceful dreams. When moonlight began painting silver paths across the windowsill, Sora's eyes opened to a gentle calling. His gaze found Sirius shining with unusual brightness in the night sky. The star-shaped mark between his eyes carried a warmth that seemed to answer the star's greeting. Something stirred in Sora's heart like leaves in a gentle breeze. A feeling both familiar and distant, like a dream that dances just beyond memory's reach. Beside him, Luna's peaceful, sleeping face carried no hint of such mysteries. Harold's approach carried the silence of night itself as he gently stroked Sora's head. "The stars will keep their watch, little one. Let sleep carry you to morning," his whisper flowed soft as moonlight. Sora's small mew answered Harold's gentle words as he turned from the star-filled sky. In the depths of those young eyes, Harold glimpsed something that spoke of distant mysteries. Sora settled into his mother's soft fur, his thoughts flowing like gentle streams through the day's memories. New family, new friends, and the mysterious star above, each blessing filled his small heart with quiet joy. Before sleep claimed him once more, his drowsy gaze sought the window one last time. Sirius continued its faithful watch, shining like a beacon in the night. "Good night," Sora's heart whispered as dreams began to weave their gentle spell. Harold made his way back to his bed, casting one last fond look at his sleeping family before extinguishing the bedside lamp. Night's peaceful silence embraced the house like a gentle blanket. In the garden, flowers swayed in the evening breeze, releasing their subtle fragrance to the night air. The sweet songs of crickets wove through the darkness like nature's own lullaby. As the first hints of dawn began painting the sky anew, Sage perched quietly in the shelter of a tree near Harold's house. His ancient eyes held wisdom as they watched over Sora and the others. Now the true story begins to unfold, Sage's whisper carried on the morning breeze. With grace earned through countless seasons, he took wing into the awakening light. Chapter 3: Signs of Growth. As morning mist lifted like a gossamer veil, Sora sat drowsily by the window, whispering softly into the gentle dawn light. "I feel as though I dreamed something precious, yet it drifts away like morning fog on silent feet." Though Sora typically held his dreams close like cherished treasures, lately they seemed to slip away with the morning mist, leaving only the faintest trace of wonder. One tranquil afternoon, as the kittens rested in the garden's cool embrace after their morning adventures, Harold, watching from his beloved handcrafted bench, approached them with warmth dancing in his gentle eyes. "Are you little ones feeling hungry? I have something special to share with you. Come along," he invited with tender care. The kittens' tummies offered soft rumbles of agreement, for they had played since dawn's first light. Their eyes sparkled with innocent curiosity as they followed Harold's measured steps. He led them behind the house with careful patience, ensuring each tiny paw kept pace. After a gentle journey, he came to a peaceful stop. Though the kittens had followed eagerly, expecting treats, they found themselves in an enchanted new realm. They lined up with brightened eyes, watching Harold's every movement with wonder. With a smile warm as summer sunshine, Harold gestured toward the earth before them. "Welcome to my special garden. Have any of you ever tasted nature's sweet gifts?" Harold stepped carefully among the garden's treasures, moving like a dancer through the fresh green leaves. When he turned back to his eager audience, his hands cradled bright green cucumbers that seemed to sparkle with morning dew. He washed them with loving care in the crystal-clear well water, let them rest in cool sanctuary. Then arranged them with artist's care upon broad, emerald leaves. "Here we are, precious ones. They're perfectly chilled now, a special treat for a warm afternoon." Pepper, Fluffy, and Lily had glimpsed such treasures in their village homes, though never tasted their mysteries. Sora and Luna gazed in pure wonder at these strange green offerings, as if beholding magic itself. Harold's smile carried warmth like gentle sunbeams. The village whispers that cats hold a special fondness for these garden treasures. He demonstrated with tender care, taking a crisp bite that seemed to celebrate summer itself, his eyes twinkling with quiet joy. The kittens approached with delicate curiosity, their whiskers dancing as they investigated their novel treat. Then shy Fluffy, inspired by Harold's example, gathered his courage like a precious gem and took the tiniest experimental bite. A crisp sound floated through the air like a musical note as fresh coolness spread across his tongue. His eyes widened like full moons. "Oh, it's absolutely wonderful!" His voice rang with pure delight. Seeing Fluffy's joy, the other kittens hurried forward like leaves in a playful breeze, each eager to share in this magical discovery. Their happy purrs filled the garden like nature's sweetest symphony. Harold watched their innocent joy with eyes that held starlight. "We'll share more adventures here another day. I'll find new surprises to delight you." The kittens' tails curled with happiness at this precious promise. As they prepared to leave this enchanted space, Harold's voice grew soft but clear as mountain streams. "But remember, little ones, never venture into the forest beyond. Its shadows hold mysteries we must respect." The kittens turned to gaze where Harold indicated, at the dense forest standing like silent guardians. A gentle shiver passed through them as they contemplated those dark depths. Later that evening, in the warm embrace of lamplight, Harold spoke tenderly to the mother cat. "I'd love to show the kittens our village soon. Would that bring you peace?" The mother cat pondered carefully, then offered a soft, loving purr of blessing. Harold gathered Sora and Luna with infinite tenderness. "Your mother has blessed us with permission for a new adventure." Though gentle concern softened her eyes, the mother cat found comfort in Harold's warm, reassuring smile. The next morning dawned like a painting coming to life. As Harold carried the kittens along the path, the mother cat watching from the doorway like a gentle guardian. They passed their familiar garden playground, following the winding path that promised new wonders. The kitten's eyes grew wide as crystal pools at the sight of unfamiliar trees and flowers, and mountains that seemed to touch the very sky. Every moment sparkled with the magic of first discovery, like dewdrops catching morning light. As they drew closer to the village, new melodies reached their ears, gentle voices floating on the breeze and curious animal songs. Sora's whiskers trembled like delicate wind chimes with anticipation, while Luna's ears danced eagerly at each new sound. At the village entrance, they discovered their friends waiting like welcome gifts: Pepper, Fluffy, and Lily. "Sora, Luna," their joyful greetings floated like flower petals in the morning air. "What a delightful surprise! We were just dreaming of visiting you," Pepper called with warmth like morning sunshine. Luna's whiskers twitched happily. "Harold's sharing the village's magic with us today?" Harold smiled tenderly at his gathered family of kittens. "This is Sora and Luna's first journey into our village world. Shall we explore its wonders together?" They ventured forth, the little group following Harold's gentle guidance like stars following the moon's path. Their first discovery was the village square, alive with warmth and painted in nature's finest colors. Market stalls lined the ancient cobblestones like jewels on a necklace, while children's laughter danced through the air like musical notes set free. Sora and Luna watched in wonder at the humans who moved through the square, each unique as snowflakes, their hair catching sunlight in endless shades. Sweet aromas filled the air like invisible ribbons, fresh bread singing from the bakery, delightful treats calling from market stalls. Gentle music floated on the breeze like butterfly wings, while colorful signs caught their eyes like painted dreams. Every sight seemed touched by magic's gentle hand. A crystal stream wound through the square's heart, crossed by a bridge that seemed crafted from fairy tales. Sunlight danced upon the flowing water like countless tiny stars come down to play. Harold set Sora and Luna gently upon the bridge's smooth wooden planks, worn smooth by countless gentle footsteps. Luna peered curiously at the water below, discovering something magical in its depths. Her reflection gazed back at her like a twin made of light and water. Sora crept forward with velvet soft steps, following Luna's example. There in the water's mirror, he discovered a small kitten with wondering eyes and a star-shaped mark that seemed to hold moonlight. As he gazed in quiet amazement, Lily approached with understanding warm as summer rain. "That's your own magic reflected back at you, Sora. Beautiful, isn't it?" Sora continued to gaze into the flowing stream, watching his reflection dance with him in perfect harmony. As the sun began its gentle journey toward evening's embrace, Harold called softly, "Time to return to our sanctuary, little ones." They had explored every wonder, the bakery that sang sweet songs of comfort, the blacksmith's shop that played percussion with starlight, the clothier's rainbow garden of fabrics. When suddenly Pepper spoke with adventure sparkling in his voice. "Let's discover the forest's secrets next time. Wouldn't that be magical?" Pepper had explored every safe corner of their known world, always seeking new horizons. Sora remembered their earlier whispered warnings. But Harold shared his wisdom about the forest's mysteries. Fluffy trembled softly like an autumn leaf. It does hold rather frightening shadows. Lily spoke with wisdom gentle as moonlight. Perhaps when we've grown stronger, the forest will guard its secrets until then. Luna felt gratitude wash over her like warm sunshine, for she too had felt uncertain about the mysterious forest. She had kept silent, not wanting to dim their adventurous friend's bright spirit. On their homeward path, Sora's gaze lifted to the evening's canvas. Sirius shone with special radiance, like a friend offering silent guidance. The star mark between his eyes awakened with gentle, comforting warmth. That night, as others dreamed peaceful dreams, Sage glided silently through the window like a piece of twilight given form. Settling on his cherished perch, he listened as Sora shared the day's magical discoveries. Sora's eyes sparkled like morning dew when telling of his water mirror discovery. Still wrapped in wonder at the beautiful mystery, Sage offered a gentle smile, warm as summer memories. What a precious discovery, dear Sora. Our world cradles countless such beautiful mysteries. Keep that precious wonder safe in your heart. That night, Sora's dreams danced with village scenes, his mysterious reflection weaving through his sleeping thoughts like silver threads. Morning found him by the window once more, bathed in golden light like nature's blessing, his heart full of yesterday's precious gifts. The mother cat approached with silent grace, grooming his fur with touches soft as flower petals, her pride in his growth shining in every tender touch. Harold watched this peaceful scene unfold, noting how Sora seemed touched by new understanding, like a flower slowly opening to morning light. In the garden below, Luna played with pure joy as always alongside their treasured friends. Sora watched for just a gentle moment, then joined them naturally, ready for another day of beautiful discoveries. Chapter 4: A Hidden Wish. Morning songbirds offered their gentle melodies beneath a crystal-clear sky, as the long rains finally released their gentle hold on the world. The fresh morning air carried whispers of new beginnings, while grass and trees shared their most brilliant emerald hues. Sora sat peacefully by the window, watching the tranquil garden and awaiting his dear friends. That morning, as if answering Sora's silent wish, Pepper, Fluffy, and Lily arrived from the village like gifts from the dawn. Overjoyed to reunite after the long rains, the kittens played with pure delight in the garden's muddy canvas. Their happy voices painted the air with joy as they splashed and bounded, releasing all their stored sunshine. As the warm afternoon sun climbed higher in its azure path, the kittens found refuge in the cool shadows of the great tree. Gazing up at the peaceful sky above, Sora spoke softly, "The sun's embrace grows warmer now. I think tomorrow's garden will wear a different face." Fluffy, his coat still decorated with patches of mud, nodded with gentle understanding. "You speak truth. The garden already begins its transformation." Luna and Lily shook their coats with playful grace, sending tiny clouds of dried earth dancing in the golden light. As everyone rested in the cool sanctuary of shade, Pepper's voice suddenly sparkled with purpose. "I know of a magical place. Remember Harold's special garden? I believe a river sings beyond that mysterious forest. Shall we discover its song?" Everyone had noticed Pepper's unusual quietness throughout the morning. His mention of the forest again surprised them, like an unexpected ripple in a calm pool. The last time he had spoken of it, Lily had offered her gentle wisdom about waiting until they had grown stronger. Lily spoke with soft concern, sensing something different flowing beneath Pepper's words. "I remember the water's gentle music from that day, but perhaps we should wait until our paws have grown more sure." Sora added his quiet thoughts. "The water's song reached my ears too, but Harold shared his wisdom about the forest's mysteries." Luna and Fluffy exchanged glances that held tiny shadows of worry. None of the kittens had forgotten their first glimpse of the forest's deep mysteries. They had carefully kept their distance since that day, respecting its ancient secrets. Pepper lowered his head for a thoughtful moment, like a flower closing at twilight. Then, without warning, he darted toward the forest's edge as if pulled by an invisible thread. The others startled at this unexpected flight. Though Pepper sometimes acted on sudden inspiration, he always tried to understand his friends' hearts. His soul held such gentleness and warmth. The kittens swiftly followed their friend's path, but Pepper's determined paws carried him ahead like autumn leaves in the wind. He crossed Harold's peaceful garden sanctuary and reached the forest's mysterious edge. The song of flowing water whispered ancient secrets from within the shadows. The forest stood before them like a guardian of mysteries. Though their hearts fluttered with gentle worry like butterfly wings, they couldn't abandon their dear friend. Drawing a breath deep as courage itself, Pepper stepped into the forest's embrace. As he walked through the quiet realm, following the water's enchanting melody, Pepper's mind danced with memories that had led him to this moment. The first time he had spoken of the forest, he had merely wished to wear courage's bright cloak. But today carried different colors in its heart. Pepper shared a warm home with a kind father and his precious daughter. The daughter had lost her mother in early spring, but her father had wrapped her in endless love like a protective blanket. Sometimes when the daughter's eyes held quiet loneliness, her father had presented her with a special birthday gift, a beautiful little bird whose spirit sparkled like morning dew. The bird's name was Coco. She was a clever yellow bird who brought smiles to all hearts by mimicking their words with playful grace. She had become woven into the very fabric of their family's joy. But lately, their cheerful Coco had grown quiet as winter shadows. When Pepper gently inquired about her sadness, she shared stories of a special pink pebble. This precious stone held beautiful memories of days spent with her brothers and sisters, like sunshine captured in stone. She believed it still waited patiently in their old tree home, keeping their memories safe. Pepper had offered his help in finding this treasure, but Coco shook her head with gentle resignation. She worried about bringing shadows to the daughter's bright spirit and causing trouble for her friend Pepper. She also feared the vast open sky's dangers that awaited her delicate wings. "I know seeing the pebble won't change time's gentle flow," Coco had whispered with quiet wisdom. "But I long to hold it once more, to touch those precious memories of family joy." Pepper's heart ached like autumn leaves falling as he watched his friend's spirit grow heavier each day. Even after the long rains had passed into memory, Pepper carried this worry like a precious burden. Though Lily and Fluffy had invited him to share and play with Sora and Luna, his thoughts remained with Coco like faithful shadows. Suddenly, a beautiful bird's melody floated like gossamer through the morning air. Looking skyward, he saw the red roof where birds often gathered like autumn leaves. In that crystal moment, Coco's precious words about her old home danced through his memory. We shared our days in a wonderful tree by a singing river in the forest's heart, she had whispered. From our branch, we could see the whole village sleeping beneath a red-roofed house. The man who lived there seemed like winter with his great beard, but his heart held summer's warmth. He always shared nature's treasures with us in his magical garden. Pepper's heart quickened like spring buds opening as understanding blossomed. Surely this must be the place where Coco's precious memories slept, waiting to be awakened. The tree guarding her cherished pebble must stand somewhere near this forest river's song. Though Pepper's heart yearned to begin the search immediately, the forest's mysterious shadows had given him pause. He had asked his friends to share this journey, but none wished to step into those ancient shadows. He understood their hesitation. It echoed in his own heart like distant thunder. Finally, gathering courage like morning light, he chose to walk this path alone. His friends, not knowing the precious purpose behind Pepper's quest, followed as far as the forest's gentle edge. As they wondered whether to venture deeper into mystery, Fluffy's keen eyes caught movement among the distant trees. "Look, there walks Pepper," he called like a soft bell in the silence. They called to their friend with voices full of care, but the forest symphony carried their words away like autumn leaves. Soon, Pepper's form melted into the forest's embrace like morning mist. If they didn't follow their hearts now, their dear friend might become one with the forest's mysteries. Sora's voice trembled like a dewdrop as he spoke. "We must find our Pepper." Though uncertainty painted their hearts, Luna, Lily, and Fluffy chose to join this quest for their precious friend. Led by Sora, with Lily, Luna, and Fluffy following like stars in formation, they stepped into the forest's realm. The earth felt different beneath their paws, like walking on dreams. Unknown melodies made their whiskers tremble, but they encouraged each other with gentle purrs. Following Pepper's tiny paw prints like a trail of starlight and a growing song of water, they passed through a curtain of leaves into open air as fresh as morning. They had crossed the forest threshold safely, like emerging from a dream. A vast plain stretched before them like a sea of grass, with a gentle river weaving silver ribbons through the land. Another forest stood beyond the river, which flowed between the two woodland realms like a peaceful boundary. As they walked across the emerald plain, they called Pepper's name with all the love in their hearts. But as the sky painted itself in evening's gentle hues, their voices grew tired as sleeping flowers. Soon they would need to turn their paws toward home's warmth. Worried about their missing friend, Sora remembered Pepper's words about the river's song. He decided to explore near the riverbank, where water met earth in eternal dance. The bank rose like a gentle hill above the water, with a wide, sandy beach spread below like a golden carpet. As Sora gazed through the swaying grass, wonder filled his heart like morning light. Below lay beautiful patterns created by stones and ancient branches in the sand, like nature's own artistic signature. Luna, Lily, and Fluffy joined their friend, drawn by his silent amazement. While they searched the peaceful plain, Pepper had been carefully examining the sandy riverbed for Coco's precious pebble. He knew exactly what treasure to seek, a pink pebble decorated with two special dots, blue and red, like two siblings sharing a gentle embrace. Though Pepper searched for the great tree from Coco's memories, the long rains seemed to have carried it away like a dream at dawn. So he examined every stone with careful devotion, moving downstream like a leaf on water. Just when hope began to fade like twilight, his eyes found an ancient log half buried in the singing sand. Drawing closer, he discovered a hollow partially filled with time's gentle gifts. With infinite care, like uncovering a butterfly's wing, Pepper cleared away the sand. There, catching evening's golden light like a captured star, lay the special pink pebble. Lifting it with tender reverence, Pepper whispered, "I found it, dear Coco." As he looked up, joy dancing in his heart, he finally saw his friends watching from the riverbank like guardian angels. Though they called to him with voices full of relief, the river's song carried their words away like autumn leaves. Pepper walked toward his precious friends, his heart ready to share everyone. "Forgive me." But their expressions suddenly transformed into masks of fear like frozen moonlight. Their eyes fixed on something moving behind him like a shadow come alive. When Pepper turned with gentle slowness, a great snake's shadow fell across his path like twilight made solid. The mighty serpent had approached with silence itself as its companion, ready to claim its prize. Just as Lily and Fluffy squeezed their eyes shut like flowers at night, a sharp cry split the air like lightning. Opening their eyes with trembling care, they beheld Sora lying near Pepper like a fallen star. The great snake, startled by this unexpected dance, slipped away into Shadow's embrace. Pepper stood frozen beside his unconscious friend like a statue touched by moonlight. When danger had reached for Pepper with dark fingers, Sora had leaped between them like light-piercing shadow. For the first time, the kittens truly understood like flowers opening to dawn. How precious and delicate life's thread could be. And how beautiful it was to share this dance of existence together. With Sora sleeping in twilight's embrace and Pepper lost in silence, even the usually serene Lily sat trembling like leaves in autumn wind. Luna, who had witnessed everything with crystal clarity, kept her courage bright and ran toward Harold's house with Fluffy like arrows of hope. As Luna raced across the moonlit plain, her mind danced with what she had seen. When Sora had leaped to become Pepper's shield, the star mark between his eyes had bloomed with light like a newborn star. Though questions about this magic sparkled in her mind like morning dew, Luna focused on bringing help to her beloved brother. Harold, who had been searching for his little family, followed Luna and Fluffy without hesitation when he saw worry painting their faces. Finding signs of the great snake's passage, Harold understood what shadows his precious ones had faced. He gathered Sora in arms gentle as morning mist and led everyone safely toward home's welcoming warmth. At home, The mother cat watched over Sora with love's endless patience. Harold tended him with touches soft as flower petals until finally, like dawn breaking, he opened his eyes. Everyone's faces brightened like stars appearing at twilight. Pepper, Luna, Lily, and Fluffy celebrated with joy pure as spring water. Pepper approached Sora, his heart overflowing like a river in spring. Sora was all he could whisper through tears that fell like gentle rain. Sora offered a smile warm as summer sunshine and said, "I'm so thankful you're safe, dear Pepper." In this precious moment, wrapped in twilight's gentle embrace, the kittens truly understood how deeply their hearts had become woven together, like stars sharing the same eternal sky. Chapter 5: Awakening. As morning mist lifted like silken curtains parting, Sora sat by his familiar window, softly contemplating the gentle dawn. Morning birds offered their sweet melodies among the awakening trees, while garden flowers sparkled with delicate dewdrops in the newborn light. Sora's thoughts drifted like petals on a stream to yesterday's extraordinary events. When they had followed Pepper's path into the forest mysteries, just after glimpsing their friend from the riverbank's height, that mighty serpent had appeared like shadow taking form. In that crystal moment, Sora had leaped toward danger. Without fear or hesitation, moving as naturally as leaves dancing in the wind, guided by something ancient stirring deep within. The next awareness that touched Sora's mind was a view of the riverbank from above, like a bird soaring on gentle currents. There he saw himself below, relief washing over the scene like morning light as danger melted away into shadow. But before that peaceful moment could settle like dew, the world before him transformed completely. The evening sky, painted in twilight's softest watercolors, gently brightened to midday's pure radiance. There stood a magnificent cherry tree in full bloom, its countless petals reaching toward heaven like prayers made visible. Watching in quiet wonder, Sora saw a single cherry blossom begin its graceful descent. It danced through the air like a tiny boat following an invisible river of wind. As his eyes followed the petal's gentle journey, it came to rest in an unexpected place that seemed destined from the start. Beneath the cherry tree's protective embrace sat a great round stone, smooth as centuries. And upon that ancient throne, an elderly calico cat rested in peaceful meditation, the petals settling upon its head like a crown of spring. The old cat, who had been sitting with eyes closed like lotus blossoms at twilight, offered a gentle yawn as if the petal were nature's own alarm. Then, paying no mind to the flower's blessing, slowly opened just the right eye, golden as autumn sunlight, and spoke with wisdom smooth as river stones. "I was growing quite weary of waiting, precious one. I nearly drifted into dream's sweet realm." When Sora remained silent as morning mist, uncertain of this ethereal moment, the old cat continued with patience gentle as moonlight on water. "What matters most is that you've taken your first brave step into destiny's dance, That brings such joy to this old heart." Sora felt an inexplicable warmth flood his soul, like sunshine breaking through clouds, sensing both ancient wisdom and familiar comfort in the old cat's presence. As if meeting a dear friend after a journey through countless seasons. For this gentle moment, let's call this our first reunion in an age of dreams. I look forward to when our paths cross again in the tapestry of time. Without waiting for Sora's response, the old cat's words faded like evening light. In the next heartbeat, Sora found himself surrounded by countless stars, each one singing its own lullaby of light. This peaceful realm held no shadows of loneliness or whispers of fear. Only endless tenderness and warmth embraced him, like being wrapped in starlight itself. Cradled in the stars' gentle radiance, Sora felt like a child returning to a beloved home after a long journey through dreams. Time flowed like honey in this tranquil place, both fleeting as morning dew and eternal as the sky itself. Then Sora felt a gentle call, soft as a mother's touch, drawing him back to the waking world like a leaf returning to earth. Now, sitting by the window in morning's golden embrace, Sora felt touched by wonder's gentle hand. The experience during his unconscious journey couldn't be dismissed as merely dreams' gossamer threads. Because the changes within himself after awakening were as real as sunrise, as tangible as flower petals. It felt as though Sora had awakened to a world painted in gentler hues. As if a delicate veil between himself and reality had lifted away like morning mist greeting the sun. Every color seemed to sing with new vibrancy. Every thought flowed clear as mountain streams. As these peaceful thoughts danced through his mind like butterflies in spring, warm voices called from the entrance like bells of joy. His dear friends, Pepper, Fluffy, and Lily, had arrived like gifts from morning. Their familiar voices, heard just yesterday, now carried the sweetness of treasured memories written in starlight. Luna bounded out to greet them with the grace of wind-blown leaves, and soon they were all playing chase through the garden's embrace. Yesterday's adventures seeming like gentle dreams caught in morning's web. Another peaceful day had begun to unfold like a flower greeting dawn. Watching flowers sway like dancers in the morning breeze, Sora realized that these quiet, ordinary moments held magic more precious than any grand adventure. That night, after everyone had drifted into dream's gentle kingdom, Sora felt the star mark between his eyes grow warm with comforting light. Quietly slipping out like moonlight through leaves, he gazed up at the tapestry of stars painting stories across heaven's canvas. He felt called by Sirius, that faithful friend watching from above with eternal patience. Long ago, when Sora first gazed at the night sky beside the mother cat, he had felt a sweet nostalgia touch his heart, drawn most deeply to Sirius's tender radiance. Since that first moment, he had shared everything with this celestial companion. His small joys like spring flowers, quiet worries like autumn leaves, and every gentle thought that crossed his mind like clouds in summer skies. Gazing up at Sirius now, Sora found himself lost in peaceful contemplation. He felt as though something infinitely precious waited just beyond memory's misty veil. This feeling had lingered like a half-remembered lullaby, but grew stronger after meeting the wise old cat beneath the cherry blossoms. Being called by Sirius tonight must hold some deeper meaning, like a letter written in starlight. Yet the memory remained just out of reach, like trying to catch moonbeams in gentle paws. A gentle ache touched his heart like autumn's first frost as the answer stayed hidden in shadow. Looking up at his dear friend in the eternal sky, Sora shared his heart's whispers. No matter how hard I try to remember, it stays just beyond my reach, though I know in my soul it was something more precious than dreams. Sirius twinkled softly, as if watching over Sora with a parent's tender care. In that peaceful moment, a memory surfaced like a lotus blooming in still waters. He saw himself beneath the cherry tree with the old cat, wise as centuries. Both gazing up at Sirius, sharing what seemed like wisdom ancient as the stars themselves. Though the words remained like music just beyond hearing, he was certain of that tranquil moment's truth. It had happened before his journey into this world of gentle wonder. Even then, they had gazed up at the same beautiful star that watched over him now with eternal kindness. Feeling grateful for this precious glimpse through time's veil, Sora smiled and whispered, "Thank you," like a prayer to the night. Sirius seemed to return his gratitude with a twinkle warm as summer memories. From a distant tree, Sage quietly watched over this peaceful communion like a guardian of ancient tales. After ensuring Sora's safe return to the warmth within, he murmured softly into the night's embrace. "It's my sacred duty to watch over what gentle changes may come." Then turned his wise gaze toward the star-filled sky, eternal as time itself. From that night forward, Sora began to gradually recover his lost memories like flowers opening one by one. Each one carrying its own precious meaning, its own gentle purpose in the tapestry of destiny. Under Sirius's faithful guidance, Sora's growth had begun its beautiful dance. Quietly, yet surely, like the first stars appearing in evening's peaceful embrace.